The crystal chandeliers of the Grand Willow Hotel ballroom sparkled like 1,000 judgmental eyes. Laughter and clinking glasses filled the air as our son, Michael, 28, beamed beside his bride, Sophia, in her lace gown. It was the perfect June evening in Hartford, Connecticut, White Roses, string quartet, 150 guests celebrating love. I, Eleanor Thompson, 59, sat in my emerald silk dress, the one I'd saved for months to buy, smiling at toasts. My husband of 34 years, Victor, 60, raised his champagne flute for what I thought was another speech. "This is the end for us," he said, voice steady, eyes on me. "I've found someone new." The room froze. A fork clattered. Sophia gasped. Michael's face strained of color. Across the table, Victor's executive assistant, Lila, 38, in a slinky black dress, smirked like she'd won a prize. Guests stared, cousins, colleagues, my book club friends. Victor stood tall, silver hair perfect, as if he'd rehearsed this betrayal. I felt the word stab, but I didn't crumble. 34 years, raising Michael and our daughter Grace, managing our finances while Victor built his construction empire, postponing my dream of a floral design studio. I'd handled his midlife sports car, his failed golf pro phase. This? Public humiliation at our son's wedding? Everyone waited for my scream. Instead, I smiled serenely. "Thank you for the clarity, Victor." From my clutch, I pulled a thick ivory envelope, placing it beside his salmon plate. "A gift for you." His brow furrowed. "Eleanor, what?" "Open later," I said calmly. Turning to Michael, whose eyes begged me to fix this, I kissed his forehead. "This is your night, darling. Shine." I stood, addressing the room. "Enjoy the dessert. The cake is divine." Heads turned as I glided out, heels clicking on marble, doors swinging shut on whispers. In the hallway, I exhaled. Victor burst through seconds later. "I ask you, what the hell is this?" He shook the envelope. I pressed the elevator button. I'd always been the money wizard. Victor's company boomed, but I balanced books, paid mortgages on our colonial home, bought with my inheritance, invested wisely. His late meetings? I ignored red flags, perfume on collars, unexplained charges. My studio dream? After retirement, he'd say. 6 months ago, a $5,000 withdrawal from savings pinged my bank app. Then $10,000. Victor claimed business investments. Suspicious, I dug. As a former accountant, I traced to a secret account in his name only. Thousands funneled to Lila, Paris hotels, diamond earrings, a leased condo in the city. His phone left charging, text planning to leave me post-wedding publicly so she won't cause a scene. Ironic, he'd insisted on a post-nuptial agreement after his father's divorce scandal. Fidelity clause. Infidelity meant the cheater forfeited 80% of assets, including business shares. To protect us, he'd said. I consulted attorney Clara Hayes quietly, gathered evidence, transfers, photos, recordings, one-party consent in Connecticut. Filed divorce that morning, sealed until Monday. I drove home, the house echoing with memories, kids' laughter, holiday dinners. Victor's suitcases hid in the garage, departure tomorrow. Predictable. Texts exploded. Michael, Mom, Grace from college, WEF Dad, Sister Ruth. I replied only to Michael, I'm safe. Celebrate. Love you. 3 hours later, Victor's SUV roared in. Door slammed. Eleanor. He stormed the living room, envelope mangled, face crimson. I sipped chamomile, laptop on divorce docs. You filed at Michael's wedding? Mirrored your timing. Efficient. The postnup expired. Clause 7, fidelity eternal. Clara confirmed. Panic flashed. House, lake cabin, 80% investments, mine. His empire? Built on my savvy, he'd lose control. Phone buzzed. Lila. Issue? She's at the condo. Moved in. Lease denied, your credit. I intercepted the call. He slumped. 34 years. Meant the world until your year-long plot, stealing while I scrimped. I played recording, his voice mocking my blind trust, Lila laughing about the condo. Illegal. Home recordings of fraud, legal. He fled to call his lawyer. I packed for Ruth's, Victor's sister, who'd seen them at a gala, warned him, then me. Michael arrived in his tux shattered. Why hide it? Protected his joy, I explained. He heard evidence, rage boiling. He toasted me proud, while gutting us. Doorbell. Victor and Lila. Confrontation erupted. Michael blocked, "You ruined my wedding." Lila claimed surprise at public dump. Her shock at his hidden funds? Cracks. Ruth ejected them. Emergency hearing. Accounts frozen. Victor's rushed lawyer floundered. Judge upheld postnup. Mr. Thompson, read your own clauses. Assets split per infidelity. Me. Home. Bulk wealth. Him. Scraps. Town gossiped. Victor's pillar image shattered. No condo, car repossessed. Lila bailed 2 weeks later, chasing a developer. Not signing for broke, she texted a friend. I had screenshots. I bloomed. Leased downtown space for Eleanor's Bloom Studio. Floral designs for events. Weddings ironic but therapeutic. Neighbors flocked. Grace designed the logo. Michael called from his honeymoon. Proud, Mom. You're unstoppable. Final hearing on our would-be 35th anniversary. Full enforcement. Victor, haggard, business tanking without me, left with a studio apartment. Justice. His protective postnup boomeranged. Studio thrived custom bouquets, workshops for divorced women, bloom after betrayal. I mentored Grace in business. Michael visited. Boundaries with Victor firm but healing. 1 year later, Michael's first anniversary party at the studio. Victor uninvited, but sent flowers, wilted. I arranged fresh ones, toasting, to endings that birth beginnings. Betrayal stung, but I rose sweeter, stronger. The envelope? Just the start. Thanks for watching Voices of Andy Mike.